Okay. Shit. So, here we are again. I haven't been training a lot lately, so I'm mostly learning. So, for today, I'm gonna use a different one, which is this one. It's much heavier, and it's not gonna have as such nice sound. Well, so you may wonder, what happened to the last one? Well, I know you actually don't care, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. You know why? Because I don't care. So, what happened is, I remember, I don't know who it was, someone told me, yeah, right, you can break a bamboo stick just by swinging it. Well, yesterday, when I was just out training normally, I discovered a new imagination technique. I'm not gonna tell you about it right now. Now, it was pretty cool. It was really cool. My attacks got even faster, less accurate though. So I would say, I was thinking, it's not great. It's hard to control it. Like, I can use like demonstration, but not training. Now, this is what's left. It was this long, by the way. Now, I would show you the other part, but unfortunately, I have no idea where I put it before. So I'm only left to do this one. Yeah, I have no idea what I did with it. It's not here. No, that's not it. Yes. Yeah, I have no idea. Probably someone took it. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see right. Should be fine. Now, what I was doing is this. So let's imagine this is this. I was training, I was saying, okay, let's try to go as fast as I can. So I did this is one of the fastest techniques I have. It relies entirely on the energy you get from moving the hips. So when it comes to using energy and the most of it, so the most percent of actually what I'm using is this technique, like that. That wasn't good, by the way. That was just a demonstration. Now what it allows to do is for super heavy strikes, not heavy, fast, but fairly light, I would say. Yeah. So if you get hit with this, you can get something broken, but I wouldn't say it's good for destroying things. Well, especially if they're heavy. The faster you are, it's easier to destroy something that's pretty easily breakable with your arms. So, it's a stick. If I would want to destroy this, I wouldn't use this because the tougher the thing you want to break, the kinda stronger you have to slash, which does make sense, but then it comes the stronger you want to slash, the slower it goes because you're using more energy into the slashing and not adding speed. So by adding things up, the tougher the thing you're hitting, the slower you go. So I was doing this, right? I was just concentrating, concentration, this. Cool. And at this moment, right over here, I lost control of it. It was so fast, I couldn't handle it, so it just flew like this. I tried to stop it, and it broke literally here, and flew away. So I just did boom, and it flew away. Well, that's not the only thing that's broken. Because as you can see, this is the ending part. So I've been showing it wrong. It's not that this flew away, on this side. This didn't fly away. this flew away. So I broke it, I did this, and then I tried to stop it. So I pushed my hand this way, and it broke literally here and just flew away. That's this part. So yeah, and not only this, it's completely broken here as well. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, that's unusable right now, which is kind of sad because that was my, through the years, I think that was my favorite one so far. Just really light, really sturdy. But yeah, as we can see, not sturdy enough. Now this one is even worse because it's completely broken everywhere. So I think, yeah, I'm using it, it's gonna be tough. Not that it's heavy, but I feel like it's gonna break it if I swing it right. Do I have anything else? Well, all of these are broken. Give me a second, I'm gonna... There we go, that looks good. It's pretty much the same length as the other one. It's the same, but it's gonna be slower because it's heavier. But that might be good because my speed is getting too fast for this. So let's try it. I'm not gonna use full, it's just training. We're good. Okay. So now that we've come by 7 minutes, what do I want to do now? Honestly, I feel like we can go straight with imagination again, because when it comes to training and actually surpassing yourself, I think imagination is simply the easiest way to get stronger. Why? Kendo is a bit different than everything else. And why would you say? You would ask, why? Well, the Kendo doesn't really rely on your physical strength. Obviously it does, but not in a way you would think. I would say 80% of your ability to strike accurately or fast is coming from here. So if you're a complete mess, let's say if I'm thinking about, what can I be thinking about? Let's say I don't know, how cool the sky looks today. So that's a really cool sky, right? I would rate that a 4. That wasn't bad. But now I'm gonna focus on this. Now that was better. Yeah, I also realized you don't really look at how I move and stand with my feet, because I realized recently, pretty much yesterday, that it's really weird. So when I'm standing, the big difference is that when you swing, I just don't like how I stand on the ground. One time I'm going high, one time I'm going down, one time I'm standing like this. It's a mess. It's a mess. Okay. So I'm not really sure what I was talking about last time, but yeah. So let's just get to something maybe it's gonna be useful. So I think I'm gonna start doing breakdown techniques. So what it means that I'm gonna do every single slash, and for every single one, I know I'm gonna do a video and actually tell about every single process I'm doing. So it's a good training for me, English training obviously. I feel like I've gotten so much better when it comes to this. And also when it comes to just training, because I haven't really been thinking about it. After you've done it for like thousands and thousands of tens, hundreds of thousands times, it's really just intuition, right? Like when you're playing chess, like people like Hikaru or Magnus, they're not calculating every single move. They can just tell by intuition which probably is the best. And that's the good side of being good. That was a weird sentence, but I'm gonna accept it and done. Now, so let's focus now on the right down left slash. Now, always when I'm gonna be talking about the slashes, the first, imagine a grid of 3 by 3. So like when you're playing tic-tac-toe. So the right, I'm gonna say, the first part I'm gonna say is where I'm starting from, and where I'm going is the second one. So I said pretty much, I think I said right, but it's right top. So tic-tac-toe, right top, right corner, and left down. So a diagonal slash from right to left down. Now I'm gonna do it a couple of times just to see how it feels, in a couple of different ways actually. Let's try it. I'm gonna switch my stand, grip. Okay, that was good enough. Now, let's break it down. First of all, the grip. Always starting with no grip, just light hand. I'm not using any grip at this moment. It's just flying by itself. Oh, yeah, as you can see. So, I'm really not using any grip. I'm trying to use as much energy from the weight as I can. So when I'm moving it, I'm not really using any energy from myself. I'm just using what this stick is giving me, which is the gravity and its weight. In Polish we'd call it ciężar, because that's your weight times the gravity. I don't know how it's, I'm pretty sure it's weight. I don't think there's a second word for how much you weight. No. Yep, so we're starting without, right? Just light, super light, not using my grip, just enough to be able to hold it in my hands. It's a good practice you can do. As you can see, very light. You should be, I'm showing you to this. Every single thing I'm showing you, you may think it's annoying, but the more you're gonna train, the more you're gonna realize these very subtle changes are gonna matter a lot. A lot. Right? So, a loose grip, I'm going up, like this. It doesn't matter, you can go from here, you can go from here. I can do a right down slash from this side. Like, I'm saying right, but it looks left, because it's flipped, but bear with it. So, I can do it from this position. Well, how? It's easy. You just pick it up, go around and slash. Just do it in one fluid motion. Don't do something like this. No, it's very easy to see what you're doing when you're gonna do this. But if you're gonna do something like this, it's much harder. Well, it doesn't look like it, but if I do this, let's say it's around the same time. Well, I think the second one is much harder to avoid. Why? Because the motion is just so fluid. It's very hard to actually see. Now, it doesn't. What I'm gonna show you now, it doesn't really matter how you look, because I know kendo is more like for coolness. Obviously, that's why people learn it. Now, it's hard for me to say it because I don't have anyone to spar with. So yeah, my techniques may absolutely be useless. But the point behind them is to actually be able to defend. So I know these will be able to defend yourself because I know how to hit and I know where to hit a human so it can hurt. Well, how? You don't have anyone to spar with. Well, let's just say my arm, it and my legs aren't always in the perfect state. Well, weren't. Now I'm not really doing it anymore. Yeah, this will. I'm gonna remember this 2 years to the end of my life. I just, honestly, I'm impressed I survived that. Let's not mention that, but I have PTSD right now. Let's focus on what we have now. Now, loose arm, going up. Oh yeah, I was about to show you this. So this, one fluid motion, right? I know. So, I'm gonna do it frontally now. So maybe you can see something from here. And I'm gonna do this one again. Now, it's much harder to avoid this than this. Why? Because the human eye is... This is a very good thing. This is what I learned from actually learning magic. When you stop for a split, when you're showing something like this, right? Look, I'm gonna do slowly. So when I'm swinging, the only thing you can see is when the stick is literally here. You don't care about this. You don't really see it here. You only see it here because that's the closest frame to you and it's the biggest. Now, if I do this, right? Let's say. Obviously, the only image you were focused on, pretty much, is when I stopped, right? Because you are able to actually calculate what's happening, and it's pretty useful in card magic because when you're showing cards, if you show cards, show, and you're gonna stop at one, just this one, and go faster so that they don't notice, the only card they're thinking about and the only card they actually saw is the one you stopped at. So it's very easy. It's called force. So it's how is it called? You're faking that someone who's picking a card is choosing by luck, like that's his choice. Oh yeah, the fakeness of choice. That's a good idea to say. Now, well, I was showing here, but we are actually here about this. Now, as you can see, when I'm slashing, I'm always going with the same way. Now, why is that? Well, obviously you can do that, but that just... Well, it is when we're rating coolness, this gets like 2. Why? Because I'm sideways, it doesn't look very good. It's nothing extreme. Like, this looks better. Well, I turned again, never mind. I turned again. That looked a bit better, you know. I cannot actually do it without turning, because that's literally... Okay, that... I have no idea how to actually do that without it. It's just so rude. It's literally in my mind. I cannot stop. Anyway. So, we're gonna do this. Yeah, I was about to say something. Anyway. So, I'm going to go up, loose hand, go up. I'm not doing any grip. I'm gonna turn here. Now, I'm gonna go back a bit so you can see I'm moving my feet. Now, I'm gonna do this motion. It's very important. It's like when you're doing a kick, you cannot really jump from here. What you do is you turn, you raise your leg and stand on your fingers, so that when I'm gonna go, I have way more energy. So, let's compare it. I'm gonna do it normally, and then this. Now it is faster, it's so much faster. It's the same here, more speed. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna push with my right leg. It looks like left, but it's right. So I'm gonna push with my right. I'm gonna kind of jump, move my feet like this, and then like you're throwing something. I'm still not using the grip. I'm not using grip pretty much at all here. And that's because I'm not hitting anything, so I don't need it. I'm gonna go here, jump with my right, forward, towards the phone. I'm gonna jump. At the time of jumping, I'm gonna go left. So here and here. Right? So if you do it, all of it, you just... Yep. There you go. It wasn't the best way. I'm gonna do a second video because this one took way too long to actually talk about stuff that I shouldn't have. But that's what it is, right? That's my English training and that's my way to actually have some rest. I've been staying up to like 1, 2 a.m. every single day just learning Python, Blender, Japanese, Spanish. I do need a break sometimes. You do need a break sometimes. Well, I wish I would do that when I was in first and second class of high school. Anyway, I'm gonna do the same thing, then I'm gonna do a jump and we're gonna end it here. Again. Good enough.